we're going to crochet all the way around, and then remember, when you get to the end of these petals, you're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 2 of the last, or of that first. So I'm going to pause now, finish up working on this round. Okay, just be right back. I'm quick checking in because, as I've said before, if I leave my camera paused for too long, it will stop, and then I'll have to try to figure out how to edit someday, huh? But I'm still going around. I'm trying to figure out how far to take this, because as the title of the flower says, it's never ending. So already this tutorial is 30 minutes long, so I'm trying to decide how far out I make it and before you guys can pick it up. So I'm going to pause again because I'm not quite to the end. This should be the last interruption on this round. Okay, just a sec. Okay, so I finish. We slip stitched into the base of our chain 2 of the previous round, and so now we're looking for our row of back loops, which you can see right here. Now this is where our pattern is repeating. So we're going to slip stitch into the first back loop right here, slip stitch into that little sucker, chain 1, do 2 double crochets in that same stitch. So you slip stitched into the back loop, you chained 1, and you do 2 double crochets. The next one, you're going to do 1 double crochet. The next back loop, you do another double crochet. Next back loop, do another double crochet. So it's 1 stitch, 2 double crochets, and then 1, 2, 3 double crochets in 3 separate stitches. Do you see that right there? That is the pattern that you're going to do all the way around. 2 double crochets in 1, pull some yarn here, and then 3 double crochets in the next 3 stitches. Now this is how the pattern grows, because I'm trying to wrap up this tutorial here for you folks. Every round gets bigger, and as you see, there's more double crochets in between each set of pairs. The previous row, if you remember, we did 2 double crochets in 1 stitch, and then we did 2 double crochets in the next 2 stitches. So the pattern was 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. 2 double crochets, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet. Now this pattern is 2 double crochets and then 3 single double crochets. Now you will guess it, after you do your row of petals and you come around to do the back row again, you're going to do 2 double crochets and 4 double crochets between each pair of double crochets. So that pattern will go 2 double crochets, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2 double crochets. The reason I'm saying that is because this video could go on forever, because as you guessed it, it's a never-ending flower. So if you want to jot that down, you probably should. The next row after the 4 is, you will guess it, 5 double crochets between each. So that will be the back. The pattern is always 2 double crochets to start, and then this one had 2 between, and then 2 double crochets. This one had 2 double crochets, and then it had 3, and this one has 4. And then the next one will have 5. That is how it increases. Okay, so let's pause. Let's make our next round, because remember, we're going to do the petals on the top. This one is, let's just to double check here, 2 double crochets in this round with, here's the 2 right here, 3 in between it, and then another 2. All the way around. 2 double crochets, 3 double crochets in each stitch, 2 double crochets in 1 stitch. So I'm going to pause and then we'll meet. Hopefully I'll be able to be fast enough to meet right there, because that's my problem. Because I'm not always fast enough and I'm afraid my video is going to shut me out. So 2, 1, 1, 1, and then 2. I also like to tuck my row of flowers under my hand so I can see my back loops better. So I just did 2, and I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So okay, I'm going to pause and hopefully meet you at the end. Okay, so we slip stitch into the top of the next of that first double crochet that we did. Okay, and now we have the nice, as you can see, flat back. I turn my work, and we're going to do the next row of petals. Now, to explain the next row of petals, how they grow, it goes like this. You chain up 1. You're going to double crochet in that same stitch that you chained 1 in from, in the front loop, remember? And now we're going to do 3 sets of treble crochets. If you see in this row, we did 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We did 2 sets. To grow the petal for this next round, we're going to do 3 sets in the front loop. 3 sets of 2. So that's 1, 2 for that set. Next front loop, 1 treble, 2 trebles. Now we look for the next front loop. We do another set of 2. Oh, I split the yarn. Set of 2 trebles. Now let's look. We have 3 trebles, 3 sets of 2, so 6. 1, 2, 3. Now to finish off our flower, we go in the next front loop and do a double crochet, chain 2, and slip stitch right next to that double crochet. That is the petal that you're doing all the way around. Chain 2, double crochet, 3 sets of 2 trebles, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch right next to the double crochet. Now you're ready to do another petal. Slip stitch into the front loop, chain 2, double crochet right next to your slip stitch. Now do a set of trebles, now do your second set of trebles. Now do your third. All of these are in the front loop, remember. Now we finished our third set of trebles, and you are going to finish off this petal by doing a double crochet in the next front loop, chain 2, and slip stitch. Now, just like I talked about how you're going to grow the back, the way you're going to grow the front is adding a new set of trebles in every flower petal. So for this round, let's go back one round. In this round, we had 2 sets of 2. Do you see them right there? 1, 2, 1, 2. 2 sets of 2 trebles. And in this row, for the petals, we have 3 sets. 1, 2, 3. And then we do the double crochet and chain 2. So in the next round, as you will guess it, we will have 4 sets of 2 trebles. So it's the same thing we did in this round. Slip stitch into the front loop, chain up 2, double crochet, And now you're going to count 4 sets of 2 trebles, and then in that, the last set of that petal will be a double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. That is how you grow it. You grow it by adding a set of treble per every petal. Okay, so let's work on this one, and then we'll talk about more growing. So I just did a double crochet. Now I'm doing 1 treble, 2 trebles. Now this is my second set of trebles in my front loop. And that is my third treble. Uh-oh, I pulled through too many loops. That's because I did not wrap twice. That's the one bad thing. When you get too fast, sometimes you forget to wrap. Here is your double, chain 2, slip stitch in there. Next stitch, slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet in that same front loop. Now trebles in the next front loop on the next stitch. 2 of them. That's 1 treble. That is 2 trebles. Next front loop, 1 treble, 2 trebles. And as you can see, I'm finally changing colors. In the next front loop, 1 treble and 2 trebles. Now this petal is done, so what do? I finish it off with a double crochet, chain 2, and then slip stitch right next to my double crochet. That is the pattern for the petal. We're gonna pause the video. Hopefully I'll be able to get around because this is, holy Toledo's, 45 minutes. I wonder how many of you are actually watching this, because I was watching my statistics or looking over them, because they save every little bit of info on your YouTube channel, and it said my average viewing duration per video, you guys are going to be shocked, is 3 minutes. So it's basically, it's saying that only about 3 minutes is actually watched. So then I'm thinking, man, is anybody going to watch this whole video? Maybe they pause it and come back. I don't know how they're figuring that out, but yeah, it said. There we go, 3 sets. So I'm going to finish this petal with a double crochet and a slip stitch. Chain 2 and a slip stitch. Let's take a look at what we've done. Now that does bother me a little bit, that it's changed in that. Part of me wants to rip it out and have that whole petal, but I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave it. Because you know what? In nature, sometimes your petals are multicolored. So I'm going to pause it. I'm going to do this round of petals, and then we're going to take a look at what we've got. Okay, just 1 minute. Okay, I'm not completely to the end yet, but like I said, I get so worried that my camera's going to shut off. So what I've got going on here, this is where we're going to end for the video. Because like I said, this is where you see the pattern of growth. If you're still feeling like you want to watch the video again, you can, take some notes about the pattern. After we finish this petal, I'll tell you what you got to do for the back. And then, like I said, this the petals, each row grow by the number of trebles you put in between the chain 2 double crochet stitch, then you add another set of trebles for each row, and then you end with double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. Okay, we're almost done. This is my last treble. Oh, I didn't wrap enough. Wrap. Again, I gotta find out, what do the British folks call the American treble? If they call our double crochet a treble, I wonder what they call our treble crochet. Okay, you end it with a double crochet and chain 2 and then slip stitch right back into the base of the previous chain 2. Okay, now here we are on the beautiful back, which is looking nice and flat. This is, oh, it's so beautiful, isn't it? That's our flower, lots of petals. Okay, so the back, you are going to just now, I just spun it all the way around, I lost where I am. Here we are. You're going to, as you recall, slip stitch into the first back loop. Magic ring is still in my way. Then you chain 1 and you start the round of double crochet. Always start with 2. 1 double crochet all in that first loop. So you slip stitch, chain 1, 2 double crochets. Now in the previous round, remember, we had 3 double crochets between each set of 2. So in this round, it's 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4 double crochets in each of these next 4 stitches, and then chain 2. That is what you're going to do, or 2 double crochets. So it goes 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your pattern. 4, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2. That is what you are doing. So that is how you will make it bigger. Now this is about the size that you could stop if you wanted and have a nice flower for like a purse. But like I said, for that never-ending pattern, that is your next way to grow it. So the row, this one has 2 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 double crochets. And if you want to do the next, you're going to have 5 double crochets between each of the 2. Then, after you do your track all the way around your petals, in order to make them bigger, you're going to add another set of trebles. This petal, as you can see, only had 2 sets of 2 trebles. This petal has 3 sets of 2 trebles. So your next row is going to have 4 sets of 2 trebles. That, my friends, is how the pattern grows. Now, I will put a link in the description to the Crochet Monkeys. I think that's what she calls herself. I'll put a link into her pattern so you can print it off and read it as we talk and do the pattern, because it is very well written. It is not confusing like, you know, one of the companies. It's written by a woman, so she uses words in between her abbreviations, so it's very easy to read. I'm showing you our flower. Look at how beautiful that looks. Also in the description, I will write the pattern for these petals. So it will say slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet, trebles, 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 double crochet, chain 2, slip stitch. That is the pattern for the petals. So you can remember, I'll write that down. And then I also will write this down, how it grows just like a hat. How you have the 2 double crochets, and then in each round you increase the number of double crochets that you do by themselves between the sets. So if you look at the back, it's very flat, and that's nice because you can sew that right onto a pillow. So there it is. There is your never-ending flower. I also will put a link in the description to the pillows that I made, where I first used the yarn bee. All right, folks, this has been an hour. I hope this loads. I've never had a video this long. I'll put that in there so you can see. Otherwise, to finish it off, when you finish growing it, you just cut your ends, sew, weave in your ends as you would, and then, you know, attach it to a pillow. All right, thanks for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking my videos. And see you in the next video. Happy crafting!